Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello dear students, I am Dr. Mona Semalti and welcome all of you in this module. And today in this module and subject pharmaceutics 1, we are going to discuss about posology. So let me remind you that we discussed in our third lecture of pharmaceutics 1 about the prescription. So what is prescription, what are different parts, modern methods, what are the errors, and the details of prescription handling. So all these things we discuss, and today we are going to see posology. So after going through from this module, you will learn what is posology and different types of doses, what are different types of doses for different age group, or the other types of doses form, and how to calculate the doses for the different age group of people, that is calculation of doses. So all these things we are going to learn. This lesson plan we are going to follow. So dear students, posology it is derived from the Greek word posos, that means how much, okay, and logos means science. So what posology? Posology is the science of dealing with the doses of medicine, that how much dose should be given to the patient and in which frequency. So the official doses which are mentioned in the pharmacopoeia represents the average range of quantities suitable for the adults, which are administered orally within 24 hours. But when other routes of administration are followed, the relevant appropriate dose is given and its calculation has to be done. So in posology, what we study is the doses to be given and in what quantity should be given. Okay. So before moving to the next topics in this module, let us see the doses. What are different doses, like minimum dose, to which we call it as minimum, and maximum dose, and usual recommended dose, toxic dose. So minimum dose is the smaller dose that produces the therapeutic effect. Okay. Maximum dose is the largest dose that can be administered safely, and usual recommended dose, the amount of drug that will ordinarily produce an effect for what it is to be intended. Toxic dose, which will produce harmful effect. Okay, so these are doses. And daily dose, the amount is to be taken within 24 hours. Loading dose, first dose given to achieve the maintenance of a drug level quickly. This is called loading. Lethal dose is the amount of dose that causes the death of the patient, and that may cause sometimes. So to that dose we call it as lethal dose. Single dose, once dose which is taken one single time. Maintenance dose, dose taken to maintain the therapeutic drug level. Okay, to maintain the therapeutic drug level after loading dose. Now, factors affecting the dose. Look at the factors affecting dose, like age, sex, body weight, route of administration, time of administration, environmental factor, metabolic disturbances, emotional factor, and presence of disease and accumulation, additive effects, synergism, antagonism, idiosyncrasy, tolerance, and tachyphylaxis. So these are few factors which affects the dose. Now discussing about factor affecting the dose. So the very first factor, which is age. See, the human being can be categorized in the different age group. Now what these age groups are? Neonates from the birth to 30 days. We call them to the neonates. That means the newborn baby. Okay. Infants up to 1 year age. Child between 1 to 4 years. Child between 5 to 12 years. Adult and geriatric elderly patients. So this is what we classify the human being on the basis of their age. Now elderly patients, they are more sensitive sometimes to some drugs, and similarly in case of newborn infants are also sensitive to certain drugs because of their immature state of their hepatic and renal function, by which the drugs are inactivated or maybe eliminated from the body. So, and in case of elderly patient are also sensitive, for example, hypnotic drugs, they may produce confusion state in them because of their more age, whereas the elderly patients are more sensitive to the some drugs, some other drugs also. So there may be difference, or we can say there may be a difference in response of therapeutic agent to the different age group people. Second is whether male or female the dose is to be given. Women, they do not always respond to the action of the drug in a similar manner as men responses. So special care must be taken when drugs are administered during in case of menstruation, pregnancy, lactation, for lactating mothers. Similarly, the drugs may stimulate the uterine smooth muscle, and some drugs like anti-malarial drugs, they stimulate the uterine smooth muscles, ergot alkaloids, and so these few drugs are contraindicated in pregnancy because they may lead to the abortion in case. Okay, alcohol, barbiturate, narcotics they act on fetus through placenta, so these all drugs are avoided. So it is very important to take care about the sex of patient while prescribing the drug, that to whom it is going to be prescribed, what is the age, what is the sex, what condition is there associated with the patient. Okay, next is body weight. So it is as important is age and sex as a factor. Body weight, the average body weight which is mentioned either in terms of mg per kg body weight. So another technique which is used as a single for an adult weighing between 50 to 100 kg. So however, the dose expressed in which is expressed in the patient may not apply in case of obese patient, children, malnourished patients. So it is to be calculated according to its body weight. Next is route of administration. See, if the dose is to be given by IV route, so it is going to absorb very quickly, and generally we see and we consider that the bioavailability of those doses form, say for example parenterals, which are directly injected into the blood circulation, is very high. The absorption is high, the bioavailability nearly 90% bioavailability. We generally state that the parenteral doses form as the maximum bioavailability. Why? Because their onset of action is very quick. Okay, so it depends on the routes of administration. And similarly, like oral route if we give a tablet. Similarly, if we give orally tablet, syrup, suspension, or whatever dosage form we give, so there is a different type of therapeutic effect achieved by different dosage form based on its routes of administration, that where it is going to be used. If we take a tablet, it is not going to give you a quick response as the injection gives. Okay, so this is one important factor. Next is time of administration. So time of administration, it is also important. So absorption proceed rapidly if the stomach and the upper stomach of the intestinal tract are free from food. So the presence of food in the stomach may delay the absorption of the drug and rapidly absorbed from the empty stomach. In few cases, I am telling you. So it always depends that what is the time of administration. Take example of a patient who is having the patient is having more acidity. The patient. So what we suggest to those patients that to take the frequent meals and take a medicine. We give them, we prescribe them a medicine which has to be taken empty stomach. Okay. So it depends that what is the time of administration. Say for example, iron, arsenic, cold liver oil should be given after the meal, and antacid are taken before the meal. As I said, antacid are taken before the meal. So irritating drugs are better tolerated by the person if the food is present in the stomach. Okay, so like this is very important. With other factors, time, which plays a very important role in deciding the therapeutic effect, and of course on the category of the drug. Next is environmental factor. Environmental factor like the personality and the behavior of a physician may influence the drug of those, especially the drugs which are intended for the use in a psychomatic disorder. Okay, the females are more emotional than male, as a general person's perception is the same, that females are more emotional than male and require less dose of certain drugs. So inner doses form called placebo are also given sometimes to just to treat some patients psychologically, whose mental condition or who are psychologically, if the treatment is given to the patient. If a patient sometimes feel that he is not feeling good, okay, he is sick, and the patient is not actually sick, but then the doctor can easily diagnose such patients and give a placebo drug just to satisfy their mental barrier, I can say, just to satisfy themselves mentally that okay, I have taken these drugs, now I will be all right, like that. So some these kinds of factors are also important. Next is presence of disease. Yeah, this is very crucial factor. Like several diseases may affect the dose of the drug. If patient is feeling like achlorhydria, reduced secretion of hydrochloric acid in the stomach, so the absorption of the aspirin decreases for those patients. Liver diseases, if I say liver cirrhosis, metabolism of the drug decreases in this type of medical condition associated. Kidney diseases, the excretion of the drug like dioxin and aminoglycosides are reduced, so less dose of the drug is to be administered, okay, with some kind of disease if it is associated with the patient. Next is accumulation of some drugs. Like some drug products are very toxic if it is repeatedly administered for a long time. Digitalis and emitting heavy metals, and because these drugs are excreted very slowly. If the dose is administered repeatedly and its excretion rate is slow than the absorption rate, so then what it causes the accumulation of the drug in the body, okay, and it may lead to severe adverse effect in patient. So keeping in view keeping in view this factor, dose has doses regimen has to be decided for the patient. Okay, and the next factor, which is so the next effect, next factor, which is additive effect and synergism. Additive effect, when two or more drugs are administered together, is equivalent to some of their individual pharmacological action. This phenomenon is called additive effect. Okay, if you hear this word additive effect, so quickly it should come in your mind that additive effect is sum of effect of two drugs which is administered together, like ephedrine and amlodipine in the treatment of bronchial asthma. And synergism, when the desired therapeutic effect needed is difficult to achieve with single drug at one time, so two or more than two drugs are used in combination to increase the action of that particular drug. This phenomenon is called synergism. Okay, procaine and adrenaline combination increases the duration of action of procaine. So you can understand with these two examples that what is additive effect and what is synergism. Okay, moving to next, which is idiosyncrasy. Idiosyncrasy is also called some sort of allergy. It is okay, basically an extraordinary response of a drug which is different from its characteristics pharmacological effect, which is called idiosyncrasy. Small quantity of aspirin may cause gastric hemorrhage. Okay, so this is one example you can take, and this is somewhat a other effect of a drug, as I said, some was which is different from its characteristic therapeutic effect. So this factor is also important. And moving to next, which is tolerance. Okay, tolerance, usual large dose of a drug is required to elicit an effect ordinarily produced by the normal therapeutic dose of a drug. So this is called drug tolerance. That means a larger dose is required to produce the ordinary effect by the normal therapeutic dose of a drug, which in case would have been shown by the normal therapeutic dose, but now it requires a larger dose. So this is called tolerance. The smokers can tolerate nicotine. So this is a very good example. Alcohol can be tolerated by the patient who take large quantity of alcohol. Okay. So true tolerance and pseudo tolerance. There are two types of tolerance. True tolerance, which is produced by oral and parenteral administration of the drug, and pseudo tolerance, which is produced by only oral routes of administration. Okay. Now tachyphylaxis. This is the last factor which affects the dose. Tachyphylaxis, when some drug administered repeatedly at shorter interval, the cell receptors get blocked and the pharmacological response is of that drug is decreased. This is tachyphylaxis. So decreased response cannot be reversed by increasing the dose, which that phenomena is called acute tolerance or tachyphylaxis. Ephedrine, take an example. Ephedrine given repeated dose at shorter interval in the treatment of bronchial asthma may produce very less response due to tachyphylaxis. So keeping in view of all these factors which we discussed, a doses is a regimen is decided. Thus these factors are very important to consider for a patient. Now moving to the one more factor, which is metabolic disturbances. Changes in like water electrolyte balance and acid base balance of the body temperature and the physiological factors may modify the effect of the drug. Okay, you can take example of salicylic acids, which reduce the body temperature in only in case of an individual which has rise in body temperature. So they have no antipyretic effect, but the if the body temperature is normal. So this is one factor which reflects the metabolic disturbance. The dose of a given drug in a pharmacopoeia represents an average maximum quantity of a drug which can be administered by an adult orally within 24 hours. Okay, so now we are going to start calculation of doses. So how to calculate the dose and what are the different formulas and criteria for calculation of dose. So doses are required to be calculated in proportionate to the age, body weight and surface area of patient. Now let's see the dose calculation proportionate to the age. Okay, like based on the age of a patient, how to calculate the dose of a drug. So there are four formulas which are used, like Young's formula, Dilling's formula, Wright's formula and Cowling's formula. So these four formula are used to calculate the dose based on the age. Now, what is Young's formula? This formula is used for calculating the dose of a children under 12 years of age. So, dear students, please go through from these formulas and take few examples of take two examples that how to calculate the dose by using these formulas, and this question which is very important, and you may be asked in the examination that calculation of doses based on the age. So what all formulas are used? So dear students, just please pay attention that how to calculate by using Young's formula. Dose for the child is equal to age in years divided by age in years plus 12 multiplied by its adult dose. So this is the formula. Example, let us take what will happen dose of a child for 5 years if the adult dose is 400 mg, if the adult dose is 400 mg, and we have to calculate the dose for a child of 5 years. Okay, so just apply this formula, age in year, that is 5 divided by age plus 12, 5 plus 12 70. Okay, and you then multiply it by its adult dose, that is 400 mg. So this is what this is how we can get the dose for a patient of 5 years by using this Young's formula. Moving to next, which is Dilling's formula. This formula is used for calculating the dose for a children between 4 to 20 years. And this formula is considered better because it is easier and quick to calculate age in years divided by 20 multiplied by adult dose. Just put the value in this formula and you can easily get the dose of a child. Okay. Take example, Dilling's formula. What will be the dose of a child of 10 years if the adult dose is 600 mg? So dose of the child 10 by 20 multiplied by 600. It's very simple. So 300 mg is the calculated dose for a child of 10 years by using Dilling's formula. Okay. Wright's formula. Now Wright's formula, what it says? It says it is used to calculate the dose for infants up to 2 years. So dose of infant is equal to age in months divided by 150 multiplied by adult dose. So are you observing that what a standard dose we need, a adult dose of a drug we need, and with the help of the formula and adult dose we can calculate the specific dose for different age group of persons. Okay, so dose of infant age in months divided by 150 multiplied by adult dose. So the example you can take, what will be the dose of a 8-month-old infant if the average adult dose is 250 mg. Just put the value and you will get the result. It is very simple to apply this formula. Now moving to next, which is Collins formula. It is dose, child dose which we are calculating is represented by small d, and capital D, which is the adult dose. A plus B, A is the age of child in year, plus 1 divided by 24. So this is formula. Now see, for your more understanding, I have written a example. Just look at this example. If a doctor prescribes 75 mg of a dose to an adult, then how much dose she would prescribe for a 11-year-old? So just take put the values. D is equal to capital D 1A plus 1 divided by 24. So just by putting all the values in the formula, you will get the result, that is D, dose of a child. So this way we can calculate the doses, different doses for different age groups of persons. Okay, Collins formula, Wright's formula, Dilling's formula, and Young's formula. So all these 4 formula. So dear students, just quickly remember and just by heart this formula and for what age group they are used. So this question is going to come in the examinations. So be prepared for this question, that how you are going to answer. Now moving to next, which is dose proportionate to body weight. Clark's formula which is used. Now what is the formula? Child's weight in kg divided by 70 multiplied by adult dose. So I am not discussing this example here. Just put the values, read the question carefully, put the values, and if you know the formula, you can easily calculate the dose proportionate to body weight. And so is the value are given in the question. If it is given, the question says how to calculate. If you have been given the dose proportionate to body weight, then you have to apply this formula there. Next is dose proportionate to surface area. In this method, the dose is calculated according to the surface area, and it's the most satisfactory and appropriate method than the method based on age. So percentage of adult dose, surface area of child, surface area divided by surface area of adult multiplied by adult dose. So just go through from this formula, and this is a homework for you, that find out 2-3 examples, search them, apply them in the formula, and learn and practice that how to calculate the doses by using Catzell's formula. Okay, so the formula, once I am reading out the formula for you, that dose for the patient is equal to surface area of the patient in meters square divided by 1.73 m square multiplied by adult dose. So this is an example based on surface area. So dear students, just go through from this example so that you will be able to calculate the dose. Summarizing this module. So dear student, in this module we discussed about posology, what is posology, and we also discussed that what are the factors affecting dose. So various factors we discuss, various medical conditions associated with which also affect the dose, age, sex of the patient, the medical conditions associated, and different types and different other factors we also discussed, and we discussed how to calculate the doses. We also discussed how to calculate the dose of a patient and based on his age group. So there are 4 formulas: Young's formula, Dilling's formula, and we also discussed how to calculate the doses based on the surface area of a patient. So dear students, I hope you have enjoyed this module, and stay tuned for more videos on the same subject, pharmaceutics 1. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I will be back with a new topic. So stay tuned and happy learning.